What is up, bookworms? This is Dani Reads, and today I am doing a Top 5 Wednesday. So this Top 5 Wednesday is books that get you out of a reading slump. So the way I viewed this question is what types of books get me out of reading slumps? Because I don't really have like specific titles I can just grab off the shelf and be like, oh yeah, this for sure will get me out of a reading slump. So I took it the way of types of books. So I hope that's cool. So this is my first Top 5 Wednesday. I am going to try and be consistent on doing Top 5 Wednesdays every single week. Here's the hoping. So the first type of book that usually gets me out of a slump are short books. Specifically, Cirque du Freak series has definitely saved me from getting anywhere close to being slumpy. I'm actually halfway through this series right now, and the reason it's taking me so long is because I usually just wait for a time where I feel a little bit like, oh, I really don't feel like reading. Then I'll pick one of these up because they're super quick. Font is pretty big, chapters are really short, and I just feel like I can fly through these, and then once I finish it, I'm like, hey, I just finished a book. I can read something else too. So that would be number one. The next type of book I would read would be anything by my favorite author, which is David Levithan. I have not yet found a book of his that I have not totally fallen in love with. And what's really awesome is that every single book that I've read by him, I've loved for totally different reasons. He does not shy away from anything LGBT, which is awesome, but every book seems to have a different writing style, but the same at the same time. So like you expect something different, which makes it pretty similar. But I love everything that he's put out. I think that he's just super great. So anytime I feel like not reading, I usually have a book of his that I haven't read on hand that I pick up, enjoy, and then usually I'm out of that slump. The next type of book that I would pick up when I'm feeling slumpy is anything that I would view as a total classic read. And for that example, I'm going to use, of course, Harry Potter. I feel like Harry Potter can get anybody out of any slump because it is just so beautifully written and such a great story that we all know and love so much that just reading this is just so much fun. And it just like brings us back to the first time that we ever read the series. And I feel like it just makes me feel like once I read one of the Harry Potter books, I'm just like super into like getting into new worlds and seeing if there are new books that I could maybe potentially love as much as these guys. The next type of book that I usually read when I'm feeling slumpy, and that is graphic novels. Saga is my #1 favorite graphic novel. These are so great. I'm actually 2 behind. I've read 1 through 4 and I own 5 and 6 and I've just not read them yet, but I feel with the winter months being a little bit more of a slumpier time frame for me, I'll probably pick them up just because they're super quick. The pictures and graphics are amazing in this, and yeah, so these are really great. And the last type when I am starting to slide into a slump are anything dystopian. I remember actually picking this up when I was feeling kind of slumpy and I didn't know what to read and I was just really frustrated. I felt really overwhelmed with everything I had that I just didn't want to read. Picked this book up, totally turned everything around. This book is amazing. I don't think I've ever talked about it on my channel before. I really do want to read the sequel of this. I just have to find it somewhere and then kind of get a recap on this because I remember like all the main stuff that happened, but I think I might reread it just to like be in the story again. So yeah, dystopians, because dystopians are my favorite genre. I feel like they are the most predictable because they all pretty much like go the same path or whatever, but like for me it's comfortable, and dystopians just have a place in my heart always. Alright guys, so those are the 5 types of books that would get me out of a slump. What books get you out of a slump? You should leave them down below and maybe I will check some of them out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Keep reading, keep smiling. Bye guys.